Of a stealth jet, you're not cool. Meet the Iranian F-313 stealth fighter jet that will go toe-to-toe with the very best Russian, European, and perhaps even American fighter jets. Iran has always wanted to join the big boys club in a military sense after the revolution in 1979 and its result in the Iran-Iraq war afterwards. But recent years marked the expansion of the Iranian military power, or to better say, its potential. Let's see how the war in Ukraine, drones, and Top Gun are all connected to the Iranian stealth fighter project. In 2017, Iran revealed a new variant of the Kaher 313. With Kaher standing for Conqueror, this aircraft, although obviously similar in design to the original, actually looks like something that might be airworthy at some point, perhaps even soon. So let's jump into its unusual design now. The elephant in the room are its wings. They have anhedral tips, which is very similar to what Boeing did on its bird of prey experimental aircraft in the 90s. The anhedral design is sometimes used for fighters to induce more roll instability, which is great for maneuvering fast and also used in cargo aircraft to give more maneuverability in flight to be able to fly hard and fast in combat zones. On the other hand, dihedral design gives more stability in flight, and that's why it is used mostly on modern airliners, like the planes that you and I fly on today. When you look at the F-313, it actually has anhedral designs with bent down wingtips, which is very weird and uncommon, just like with that Boeing concept plane. The idea behind this design choice, as far as
It's time to rethink what a complete multivitamin can do. Like support you as you perfect a new track. Taking Centrum Silver daily may slow cognitive aging up to 60%. Rethink cognitive aging with Centrum.
what we know is that it will give the plane a high level of stability and no need for fly-by-wire controls. Fly-by-wire, of course, is where you use computers to process the flight control inputs made by the pilot and then send the corresponding electrical signals to the flight control surface articulators. That's exactly what the Iranians are claiming that this jet is capable of. But this doesn't make any sense. Why would a modern jet fighter need to have manual controls and not use any computer systems to fly the plane? I'm not sure why that would be an advantage, and I'd love to know down in the comments what you think. And to this day, there has yet to be a test flight. Another interesting design choice behind this jet is the so-called European canard plus delta wing design, something that is also present with the Chinese J-20 and one of the options for the Korean KF-X program. The F-313 is allegedly powered by two GE J85 engines, or a reversed engineered variant, which are widely spread in the Iranian Air Force due to the use of the F-5s throughout the years. So they're using an out-of-date engine from an aircraft made in the 70s. Nice. Although old and not that powerful, this engine could probably actually power this thing because the F-313 is actually a rather small aircraft, just like the F-5. So far, these are the positives that have actually pointed out that this project might be feasible. But let's see what's on the other side of the medal. Again, I'd like to point out that we're talking about the 2017 version here because the first one was something bought at Toys R Us. The first issue is
Lily's Catering has a lot on their plate, but with Intuit QuickBooks, AI agents take stuff off it.
Hours logged, chef. And payroll's ready too.
That's her secret sauce.
So good.
Outdo it with Intuit QuickBooks.
its crazy design. Iran has never made a serious jet of this caliber. There is the HESA Saqui, but that's pretty much a reverse engineered and modified F5, and building a separate 5th gen jet from scratch is quite doubtful. Whilst the size does work with the engines that have been chosen, because it's such a very small aircraft, it doesn't look like that it would have much of an internal weapons bay. Its capacity would be around the 900 kilos weighted mark, which would only have the capacity for 2 bombs or 4 missiles, which, by the way, the Iranians are promoting it as a light fighter or stealth interceptor, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. The nose of the aircraft also looks extremely small, and it's questionable what kind of radar it could actually fit. Let me remind you, for example, that the Russian 2-seat version of the MiG-29, the UB-1, doesn't have a radar at all due to limited space. And what's with that FLIR turret on the bottom? A truly stealth design would have an integrated targeting pod or a thermal cameras in the hull, not a ball sticking out of the fuselage. We also have to make a criticism of the intakes. First of all, they're rather small, so not much air is actually going to make it to the engine, and the position, having them on top of the plane, means it's a straight line to the compressor blades. Again, not very stealthy choice for a stealth aircraft. Basically, no S-shaped intakes, which is a standard for all stealth craft built today. Hey, the fact that this program director is not yet been taken out by Mossad is probably saying enough, because the Israelis don't seem much concerned by this jet, and perhaps that's a lesson we should learn as well. So having stated the pros and cons, let's try and sum up this entire story. What we know is that Iran, despite sanctions and very limited technology at their hand, has managed to keep their fleet of F-14s and F-5s operational to this day.
For trusted updates on global news, technology and space, subscribe to NewsTech and press the bell icon for instant alerts.